Hi, we are Family Game Night, a multi-platform app containing multiple card games that you can play either against bots or with your friends and family. My name is Tanner Benedict. I am studying for my bachelor's in computer science, graduating in December of 2023, and my favorite ice cream flavor is cookies and cream.
I'm Isaac Klutzley. I'm currently enrolled in the BS/MS program here at the University of Utah and plan on graduating in December of 2024 with a master's in computing and an emphasis on artificial intelligence. And my favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla bean.
Hi, my name is Ryan Hawkins. I'm currently studying at the U to get a bachelor's in computer science. My estimated graduation date is December of 2023, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is strawberry.
Hi, my name is Lauren Schwenke, and I am currently a computer science student at the University of Utah, and I will be graduating with my bachelor's degree in December of 2023. And my favorite flavor of ice cream right now is Rocky Road.
Everyone loves a good game night with their friends and family. Many even had a specific night every week where the family would get together to play cards. But as time goes on and life gets more complicated, some problems have arose with getting together in person. Busy schedules often make it hard to find a time. Travel cost and time can decrease the desire to get together. And health complications, as we saw with the pandemic, can make it near impossible at times. When looking at the current market, we found two major issues. One is that if you want to play with friends, you have to download an app for each individual game you want to play with them. Two, if you want to play more games, you are limited to just playing with bots. We believe that playing games with friends and family makes them more enjoyable. So we wanted to create a hub where people can play multiple different games with the people they love. When it comes to the users of our project, we have a very wide demographic. The main focus is for friends and family who just can't get together or who want to play games together more often. But really, it is for anyone who loves playing card games. Our app makes it possible through a clean, interactive design to play 5 different games, either by yourself or with all of your friends.
But enough talking about our app. Let's actually see what it looks like. Here you can see the main home screen of our app. This is running on the web, but the important thing about our app is that it's also available on Android and on iOS. So here you can see it running on both of the simulators. Even more importantly, our app is available on the Apple App Store, and you can go ahead and download it right now. Our app also supports both light and dark mode and will dynamically change between them as your system changes. We can go ahead and take a look at our user who's currently signed in. They have a username of Tanner. We'll go ahead and change that, and you'll also see that their avatar changes. The avatar is randomly generated based off of your username, and we'll see that in the games as we play against each other and other bots. We also have an in-game friend system that you can use to invite friends to go play with you. So here you can see I have a friend request from Lauren. I'll go ahead and accept that, and I'll look back, and now I have Lauren, Ryan, and Isaac as friends. Our app also features an in-app store where you can buy different card backs and use them within the games. So we'll go ahead and select this green card back, and we'll see that as we play. Our app also features a statistics page where you can see the different statistics of how many games you've played, how many you've won, your lowest moves in solitaire, and your win percentage. Next, we're going to look at the games that we have available within our app. So Solitaire is a single player only game. We'll look at that first. You can see the standard Solitaire layout here. As I click the cards, they move to the appropriate stack, and I can also drag and drop them. Now, rather than play a full game of Solitaire, I'll go ahead and give up, and we can move on to our next game, which is Scum. Now, Scum is a 6-player card game, so here you can see each of my opponents arranged in front of me. My opponent has played an ace and a joker, which is just too good, and I'll have to go ahead and pass. You can see each of them play with a nice little animation sliding in. I'll go ahead and click my 2 kings and play them. Now the opponents go pretty fast. They're pretty smart bots. Additionally, we know that not all of our users know all of the rules to a game like Scum. So we've gone ahead and added a how to play section that describes what you're trying to do, how to play the game, and what each of the symbols mean. Now we'll go ahead and move on to our largest card game, which is Cheat, which is an 8-player game. Here we've got Cheat. Now, Cheat is a game that's all about lying. You're trying to convince your opponents that you actually have as many aces as you say you have. I'll go ahead and say that I have 2 aces, when in fact I have none. I'll get called on it, and I'll get those cards back. Cheat was a particularly hard game to design for, as we had so much information that we had to show the player without overwhelming them, and without making the screen feel busy. This is especially relevant on our mobile apps, where screen space is really at a premium. We'll go ahead and move on to our next game and show off some online play. Now Tanner's gone ahead and created a Gin Rummy lobby. You can see the lobby code up there. He went ahead and shared it with me, and you can see my character pop in. Go ahead and start the game. Gin Rummy is a game that's all about collecting sets and runs, so that 7 is going to be really good for me. I'll go ahead and click it, and you can see my cards rearranged to show me which cards I have that are matched and which cards that are not. We'll go ahead and jump ahead to where I can knock to see what the end of a round looks like. Now I've gone ahead and discarded a 9. You can see I'll draw it, and my deadwood's now below 10, so I can knock. You'll see the cards fan out, so I can see what my opponent had, and you'll also see I scored 49 points, which was a resounding victory for me. We'll go ahead and show off our last game now, which is Hearts, and you'll get to see some nice online gameplay between 4 different people. Now let's say I was kicked from my Hearts game, and I'd like to go ahead and rejoin it. I'll have one of my family members go ahead and send me that same code, and I can type it in and click Join Game. And I'll go ahead and pop right back into the game where I left off. Now Hearts is a game that's all about collecting all the cards except for the hearts. You want as low of a score as possible. Just like our other games, you'll see a nice playing card animation as well as a player turn animation on top of their avatar. Another important aspect of Hearts is that it's really important to know when hearts have been broken, which is to say someone has played Hearts for the first time. The final feature we'd like to show off is our in-game text chat. This is in all of our games and lets you communicate with other lobby members in real time. Now that we've seen what the app looks like, we'll go ahead and hear from Isaac about some of our software engineering feats.
Thanks, Ryan. So now we'll talk a little bit about some of the technologies used to make this all happen. So as a team, we decided to use the Flutter framework, which allows for cross-platform development using the Dart programming language. This was primarily used for our UIs, but we also integrated our UI code with Firebase, an app development platform from Google that allows authentication and authorization for users of our app. We also utilized Cloud Firestore, which was available through Firebase, to store everything needed for each of our games. Now we'll take a look at some of the software engineering feats that we were able to accomplish over the last 2 semesters. So over the course of the last 2 semesters, we were able to commit 161 times to our main branch. Through these 161 commits, we were able to close out 127 issues, creating a total of 91 feature branches in the process. But none of this would have been possible without writing any code. So after looking through our code base, we estimate that we wrote about 20,000 lines of code for our project. Now we'll hear from Lauren to talk about our user study.
Thank you, Isaac. So for our user study, we let our families demo the app and provide feedback. Our participants range from grandparents to spouses to little siblings, so we did have many experienced card players, but also some who have never even heard of the game. We were able to gather valuable feedback to make our app compatible for all families regardless of skill level. One of the first and most common suggestions we received was to change our basic black and white screen we initially had and replace it with a more colorful theme, so we did. Some users were not aware that they had multiple games to choose from, so we added a small indicator on our selection screen to make it clear that they can scroll through. During solo mode, users wanted to feel like they're actually playing against real people, so we changed the bot names from Opponent 1, Opponent 2 to real names. We also added undo and redo buttons on Solitaire, as well as a timer. Participants pointed out ways to improve user experience, such as by removing the redundant step of having to select a game before entering a lobby code for that existing game. We added a pop-up warning before a player left a game and allowed users to rejoin lobbies. Some of our users were not familiar with card games at all, so we added animations to indicate whose turn it is, which cards are not playable, who won a trick during a game of Hearts, the moment Hearts was broken, and so on. Users also helped us discover several bugs, including multiplayer games not being replayable, a player being able to drag their opponent's cards in Gin Rummy solo mode, and players being able to see their opponent's hand being rearranged in Gin Rummy. We took all of this feedback into consideration and fixed those bugs, and implemented those suggestions for improvement. It made our app better and made family game night something we are proud to show. Thank you.